Alright, here is my relay power box. You can see 4 standard dual wall sockets in a receptacle box. These are my Arduino wires. Here's my Arduino. This will be my relay circuit once I'm complete. This is a power cord, just from a standard computer cord, plugged into the power strip right there. You can hear the relays ticking away as they open and close the circuits for each socket. This is the relay board that I'm using. It's got 4 relays. These are your inputs and outputs. These are your lights indicating that the relay is on. These are your Arduino connectors. You can see how the circuit works. It's very basic. These will be my socket covers. I had to cut them on the side because they don't make one that's designed for 4 for some reason, so you gotta use ones that are designed for 2 and cut down the middle. I did this using a standard office paper cutter with the lever, but you can find this probably at Kinko's, or you can use a hacksaw. I don't recommend trying to break them like that because they'll snap and probably break off other pieces of it. This is the cleanest way to do it, I think. And then you can sand the edges here so that you don't cut yourself. Here is the code for the Christmas light relays. Credit to this instructable right here. You can see the LEDs here. Those are test lights just so we can see what's going on without having to plug in the actual Christmas lights. Here's the relays. This is the sound input. This tells the Arduino light to flash. This is not necessary. Serial monitor, pin modes. Sound pin is the input. That's from the straight from the audio source. And our LEDs and relays are outputs. This says when sound is 200 or more than 200, then the LEDs are high and the relays are low. I'm not sure exactly why it's like this, but it works. You would think that the relays would be high, but they're not. I guess it depends on how you wire it on your relay. I followed his tutorial, so he had it set to where you had the program to be low to turn on. Although I suppose if you wire it the other way, it'll be high. If it's greater than 150, these are high, this one's low, this is low, this one's high. Greater than 100, high, high, low, 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 high, high. Greater than 50, this will be the first Christmas light. High, low, here, high. So if it's above 50, the first strand of lights is on. If it's above 100, the first 2 strands of lights are on. If it's above 150, the 3 strands are on, and if it's above 200, they're all on. And of course, you can design this to work with 8 strands of lights, or as many as you want, really. They don't all have to be hooked up to a relay. You can use 8 relays. It's easy to use, especially with this, since inside here, there's a copper tab you can break off, and it makes each of these dual channel instead of single channel. Alright, let's finish the code here. This delay tells you how fast to blink your lights, how fast to turn on and off the relays. This says wait a second. This was originally 1,000 milliseconds, but I changed it to 250 because 1,000 is just way too slow for me for the lights. Make sure you don't go under 100 because I accidentally did that and I burned out my first relay. The first relay is the one that's going to be used the most, so you want to make sure that you protect it. Okay, that's the code. For this demonstration, I'll be using the Carol of the Bells by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. If you haven't heard this, you need to. Okay, I got my plates on to cover the sockets, and I have my Arduino and all set up here. These are my LEDs that'll blink. Those are the 220 ohm resistors to keep the LEDs from burning out. Wires hooked into the Arduino. From that, here, these wires go to the relay. This is my audio plug. It's just a simple stereo plug. I only use one channel because that's all that's really necessary to make these things blink. Plus, it's what I already had made from another project. So this is that's the ground. That goes to green. Make sure that goes into the center here. That's for the ground. This one is connected to, I think it's connected to the left. It might be connected to the right, I don't know. But you have the left and right tabs on your plug. This is going into my analog in. So that's my audio source. And from there, I cut a hole here, stick all the wires through, goes into my relay box. Now I'm going to play this, and we can watch the serial monitor. See, when it gets above 50, the first relay will come on. Right there. Soon enough, the whole orchestra will come in, and then we'll really see some action. You can hear the clicking too. You see, it's starting to get louder. Quickly go back up to the serial monitor. You can see those numbers are getting really high. At 220, make sure they're all turned on. The 300 right there, 178. Yeah. Okay, we're about halfway through the song. It's about time, we have some slowdown. You can see lots of zeros there. It barely ever gets over 50. And the lights are staying off. Now it's starting to get louder. Alright, that was Carol of the Bells by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You can see it's not perfect. They don't sync up too well, at least not as well as I want them to. I suppose it's all in the programming, but it's sufficient for this year. I've spent hours and hours and money on this project, so I just want it to be done. Last step is to do the actual lights and get them all plugged in. So that'll be coming soon. Just a quick mention about this audio circuit here. The tutorial I saw recommended using a 10 microfarad capacitor as a noise filter, and also a 10K trim pot to regulate the audio level. But I found that when I plugged those in, all it did was prevent it from registering at all. So I just removed it and just had it come straight in. If you find that you have a problem with audio signal, or your lights aren't blinking like they should be, it's probably because it's not loud enough. It's not reaching that 50 threshold. So you need to increase your audio source volume. There's some other stuff you could do, like you can add a transistor. That'll increase volume if you figure out how to hook it up. Or you can play it through some other device that has a line in and a line out, and use that as like a preamp. I've tried that with my other audio project, and that works. Here is the Christmas lights in relay test mode. You can see they're all coming on individually. This is just a random generator where each relay turns on and off randomly.